One of the great tensions of our time is between those who believe that humans are the rulers of the natural world and those who believe that humans are part of the natural world. The latter view is sometimes called deep ecology, and one of its leading proponents is Satish Kumar.
When I became editor of Resurgence magazine, the talk about environment was either almost non-existence in the media or in the mainstream world, or if there was some mention, that would be on somewhere in a corner of some newspaper or some late night show on radio or television, and no government had any kind of environmental secretary or department for the environment or department for the energy or anything like that. In last 35, 36 years that I have been editing Resurgence magazine, there has been gradually but profoundly a sea change in our awareness and consciousness. And Resurgence has been a pioneer in that work. At that time, in the 70s, we thought that there is a limitless supply of natural resources. And we own nature. Nature is ours there to be grabbed. And unfortunately, to some extent, at the level of consciousness, we have a kind of split personality. On the one hand, people are more and more realizing that resources are scarce. But at the same time, they are not yet developing a kind of relationship with the natural world which requires, if we want to have a sustainable and a durable and resilient future for humanity. And unless we are able to overcome this idea that one species are superior to some other species or all other species, I don't think we are going to get a truly sustainable and resilient future for humanity.
When you say it, it seems so obvious, it seems to be such obvious common sense, and yet the juggernaut of sort of economic exploitation of the world and the people just rolls on.
This modern industrial urban culture is coming to the world like tsunami.
Yes, yes.
And sweeping the whole world. And America led and Europe led with the Industrial Revolution, and now there is an envy of those countries in India and China. The world is one world. We don't have a kind of fortress which we can build around any country. So the WTO, the World Bank, the IMF, the United Nations, all these big world organizations are forcing an economic and political system which is very difficult to resist. So my hope is that in the wake of global warming and climate change and depleted resources and the peak oil and polluted water, and if we have no water to drink and no good clean food to eat, we cannot eat computers. So my hope is only that sooner or later the world will wake up and they will see that we have to live in harmony with the natural world. We cannot afford to cut the branch upon which we are sitting. And we are sitting on the branch of natural world. And if we destroy nature, we will destroy ourselves. And that wisdom has to come after the tsunami of industrial, materialistic paradigm that we have today passes. So we have to create that mass consciousness. And when people rise and they start to eat organic food and they start to live more frugally and live simply but elegantly within their local means, and when people start to go for more joyful life of dance and music and arts and crafts rather than this consumerism and shopping in the Walmart and a kind of all other kinds of shopping, when people change their consciousness, governments will follow. The leadership is not going to come from the industrialists or corporations or governments, whether the White House or the 10 Downing Street or Palace, Elysee, or the Kremlin or any other capitals of the world. The true leadership will come from people, from the grassroots level. The true superpower is the power of people. That's what I believe. All the superpower of China and India and America are, in my view, paper tigers. They will come and they will go. They are not going to last. What happened to Soviet superpower? And what will happen to China? China is destroying itself. They are going to build 1 mile tall building in Shanghai. They are churning their natural resources into consumer goods and items to serve American economy, to get dollars. What is real wealth? Is dollar real wealth, or your clean rivers and the good soil and the clean forests and your good strong communities and the resilient farming systems? That is true wealth. But China is sacrificing true wealth to get false and illusory dollar. They have trillions of dollars, but their land is polluted. What is good of trillions of dollars when your rivers are not clean? What is good of trillions of dollars when your communities are being destroyed and displaced? So this illusion cannot last. This is not durable. This will fall on its own weight. That is my conviction. Therefore, I am, even at age 73, working to create this consciousness at the grassroots level so that we can build a more resilient future.
And you're full of hope, and it's lovely to see.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Satish Kumar, philosopher, teacher, activist, and editor of Resurgence magazine. One of Satish Kumar's great inspirations is the life and work of Mahatma Gandhi, who is also a huge inspiration to Vandana Shiva and Bunker Roy. If you enjoyed this interview, you may want to have a look at those two as well. For the Green Interview, I'm Silver Donald Cameron. See you next time.